Hi guys, it's Monica from Pettis County 4-H. Today I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about small animal care, specifically dogs. So the first thing, I'm sure most of you have a dog, have seen dogs in your life. So we're going to talk a little bit about their care, how to handle shedding, what to feed them, and we're going to go over a couple of different types of dogs. And this is going to be our model for the day. Okay, so we're going to start off and we're going to do the 4-H pledge, and then we'll get started. So, I pledge my head to clear thinking, my heart to greater loyalty, my hands to larger service, my health to better living, for my club, my community, my country, and my world. So, to introduce you, this is Dean. He is a 2-year-old Pembroke Welsh Corgi, and he is going to be our helper today. So, can you say hi? So he's a little camera shy. This is his first video. But he's going to be happy to help and do his best. Yeah. Okay. So, there are 4 major dog groups. There's lots of different ones intermixed with that, but these are the 4 that you're probably going to be the most common in seeing and most familiar with. So, the first one being the working dog group. So that would be German Shepherds, Huskies, dog breeds like that. A lot of Dobermans, dogs that have a very specific purpose. I'm sure most of you consider German Shepherds as police dogs. So that's a working dog group. Next we have companions, and so that would be really small dogs. So Yorkies, Chihuahuas, he's having a day. And a lot of small dogs. However, Dino is a companion, but he's actually part of the herding group. So, Corgis are actually bred to be herding dogs. Yeah. So they are very small. They get between 25 and 30, mid-30s, usually, as far as pounds. He is full grown. He's a little bit small. He's about 23 pounds. And so he is part of the herding group, along with blue heelers, red heelers, Australian shepherds, Catahoulas, dogs like that. And then the last group that we're going to talk about is the hunting group. So Labradors, basically any retrievers, hounds, pointers, setters. Those are all dogs that are very geared towards hunting. And fun fact, poodles are actually part of that group because they're originally bird dogs. They're designed for that. Fun fact. So, we're going to go into a little bit of care and some training with Dino. Like I said, this is his first video, so he's a little nervous. He doesn't really like to be in front of the camera, specifically because he can see himself, and I don't know if he just thinks he doesn't look good today or what, but here he is. So, shedding. He sheds a lot. Most dogs do. If you have a poodle, they don't shed. Fun fact. Most things that are crossed with poodles don't usually shed. If they do, it's very limited amounts. Corgis have this extra protective layer underneath because they are designed to be out in all kinds of weather, as most dogs are. So they shed a lot of that layer when it gets warm outside, like it is now. So to handle that, he gets a bath every Wednesday night. He obviously stays inside with me. So he gets a bath because he likes to go and get dirty. Yeah. And he gets a lot of pets and brushing. If you have a dog with long hair or really thick hair, and he knows what this is, you do a lot of brushing. So this is a tool that I like to use. It's a glove, and it has these little prongs on it. They're rubber, so they don't hurt him. And I put this on, and he knows. And then it feels like I'm petting him, but I'm actually brushing him. So we go nice big strokes. All of this hair coming off. He's shedding his winter coat right now. So, brushing is a major part of that. If you give your dogs a lot of baths, that helps because it helps pull that dead hair out. He uses oatmeal shampoo, and that is because as a herding dog, he has a really thick coat, so he is pretty prone to get hot spots, which are, they're usually in between his fingernails and his toes, so right in here in his webbing. And so that's when he gets a little bit of a yeast infection. It gets really itchy, it's really warm, it's very irritated, so he starts biting at that a lot, and it often causes open wounds, which is bad for infections, especially because he's outside so much. So we use oatmeal shampoo, and that helps keep his skin hydrated, keeps it nice and cool, especially if he does get a hot spot. So he loves it, plus it smells good. Another thing, food. So Dino gets Victor dog food for active dogs. It comes in a blue bag. It is a dry food, and he loves it. It's really good for dogs who are very energetic, which corgis are, and he loves it. Now, it is strictly a dry food. So, you need to add some moisture, because if you just feed your dog straight dry food all the time, then they don't have enough moisture in their body, because just like you, they don't always drink water as soon as they think, oh, I'm dehydrated. So, we like to add eggs. I like to add a lot of raw eggs to his, not a lot, but every now and then. And so I mix that in with his dry dog food, and that helps keep his coat shiny, helps keep him hydrated. Another thing you can do is give carrots as treats or green beans. Some dogs like watermelon. Dino really doesn't, but he's pretty picky. So add moisture to their food. And let's see. We're going to go over a little bit of training with him. I don't know if he's going to let me show it on the camera, but we're going to try. So hold on just a second. So we're going to go over a little bit of training. He's already sitting. So Dino knows several commands. Some of his favorites being sit, which he's doing. This is his treats. So they come in here. They're little snacks. So the key thing to training your dog or any animal is to find something that they absolutely love. So he loves his treats. He also loves his squeaky toys. And we were going to do this outside, but the wind today is not really allowing it. So we're going to try it inside. So we have something that he loves, and now we're going to use it to communicate with him. Right? So, come here. Come here. Come here. No. Come here. And like I said, he's camera shy. Come here. Come. Okay. All right. So first I'm going to tell him to sit. He laid down. This is not going. So, sit. So that was a good boy. So this is an easy one for him to do. And I just broke off a piece of his treat because he doesn't need the whole thing right now. All right. So now we're going to say down. And he laid down. Good boy. All right. Can you sit up? Now sit pretty. Oh, good dog. So that's a command that is not, doesn't do anything. He just likes it. So now we say easy. I'm going to put it on the ground. Very good boy. And next we're going to work on stay. So say stay. And I'm going to get up. Stay. Come here. we stay really well. So he stayed. That's good. Okay. Next, we're going to work on his drop. So, I'm going to get one of his toys. Like I said, we were going to do this outside, but it's a little windy today. You aren't going to be able to hear me. So, this is one of his favorites. Yeah. It's a squeak. So now, this is a pretty new command for him, so we're still learning on fetch. So, I'm going to say drop. Good boy. And that's how you do it. So he got rewarded with a treat right there. If we were outside, when I said drop, I would tell him to back up, and then I would throw it. So we'll try that. Drop. Sit. Ready? Apparently he doesn't feel like fetching today. So we're going to grab his skunk. Nothing? Oh. Well, you get the gist. He's a pretty good boy. Normally we would be outside doing this, which is why he says, I don't understand, Mom. But that is the basic of training. Find something they love. Ask them to do what you're wanting them to do. If they don't immediately do it, you can give them a hand. If it's sit, you can tell them to sit. Sit. Come here, sit. Sit up. Sit up. There. So I kind of pulled up on his chin a little bit. So that's me assisting him. Now, if I want him to go down, and he's not, which he is, but I would point to the ground. I would have my treat in my hand, and I would hold it on the ground until he laid down. Then I would give it to him. So he's being a pretty good boy. He's a little nervous. Okay. So, the last thing that I'm going to go through with you is how to convince yourself to let your dog be in the house with you. As I mentioned, he sheds a lot. He eats a lot. He's a dog. So they're kind of messy. One thing that you always need to have handy is a vacuum, floor cleaner, and a roller. So, lint rollers are awesome. You can use them for a lot of different things. I wore a black shirt today. As you can see, I don't know if you can tell that it has all this dog hair on it. However, this is my best friend in the house next to him. So, these little babies, they're like $2. You can get them from Walmart. You can get them from the dollar store. They are fabulous. And you can just lint roll. Don't lint roll your dog because it is sticky. And instead of just pulling off the dead hair, it'll pull all of his hair. And it hurts. So don't do that. And I don't know if you can see it. Yeah. That was just a couple passes on my shirt. This was a clean shirt when we started this video. So, those are the basic things that you need. You need to have a plan for exercise. So, with Dino, we go on walks or we play fetch. And as you can see, he will follow this anywhere because this is his fetch. And he loves it. Doop. There, we got it. Bring it back. I drop. Back up. Now I did it. That's it. That's fetch. And then I throw it again. So when we're outside, obviously I throw it a lot farther. It's really, really great exercise for him. And it's good for me to get outside too. Another thing that we do as far as exercise is working. So like I said, Dino is part of the herding group. So we actually use him. He has a friend, and we have an Australian Shepherd and another Corgi, and they are working dogs as well. And so whenever we work our cattle, we use them. Being as they're smaller, they usually just help us work the chutes. So they'll nip at the cow's heels, push them up, and then when we say release, they release. And if if you have a working dog, it's really good for them to use their minds. So dogs have a high level of intelligence. They need to constantly be doing something, have a purpose. This dog specifically, he likes to play fetch. He likes to find things. So I'm often hiding treats or something of that nature so that he can go and find it. And he likes to work. So if we go out and check cows, he's right on them. Taking hikes with your dogs are awesome. It's new places, good for them to get out. So that's his exercise. We already went over food. We did a little bit of training. Got your baths and your shedding care. So if you have any other questions or would like any other tips on dogs, feel free to check it out. You can Google it. You can talk to me. Once again, I'm from Pettis County. And be sure to go follow the Missouri 4-H page and check out more of these videos. Thank you guys. Bye-bye, Dino. Hey. Bye-bye.